Yeah, baby. What's up? Man, it is nasty out there. We're down here in Hoover, Alabama. No matter where you're watching or listening this morning, it is just nasty. We're getting all that Texas tropical depression crap, and it's supposed to rain like the rest of the week. I know a lot of people probably want to go back to bed, but it's time to get to work. We got some great stuff going on today here in Tony Curry Radio, the TKR app. We've had a great amount of downloads this week. That's great. Thank you very much. You're doing good. I tell you, I know you got so many people hitting you up to download this, download that, do this thing. You know, I got on the Bounty Towels app yesterday. There's like 3 million people on the Bounty Towels app. I'm like, why the hell would you get a Bounty Towels app? Why would you even go to their website? There's nothing about Bounty Towels that gives you anything except for cleaning up spills. You need an app for that? I got a classic rock app. We play classic rock and roll. We play the stuff you don't get a chance to hear very often. We don't play Stairway to Heaven. We don't play Dream On. We don't play the stuff you hear over and over. There's other places you can hear that crap. We play the good stuff. We play deep cuts. I promise you'll like it. I've hand-picked every single one of them, and every person that gets on there says this radio station is kicking some booty, and we're very, very proud of it. Now we also got these unique programs that run 5 days a week. Mission-minded, 10 o'clock in the morning. We have Adapter Parish with Dr. Alex Hublin, Dr. Josh Claypo. That runs at 12 noon every day. The Damon Johnson Show. Of course, he's with Leonard Skinner and Brother Kane. 3 o'clock. When in Rome with Stuart Rome. 5 o'clock. Need to Know. Our fastest-growing podcast. Kip Keefer recorded a show yesterday. I love him, man. He likes to play both sides of the fence. I like that when it comes to politics. I dig that. Need to Know with Kip Keefer, his brand new show called Wanna Bet starts on Thursday. It's going to be great just in time for the college football season. I'll be giving you free picks. His son works out in Las Vegas, so you got some inside track there. Also, Dark Side of the Pooch, 7 o'clock. Austin Hanks Blues Almighty at 8 o'clock. And, of course, Live Wire Wednesday. That's tomorrow, Wednesday, 8 o'clock right here on Tony Curry Radio. Wherever you get your podcast, search Tony Curry Radio Podcast. We're on every major indice. You can check it out. Al Cooper, good morning to you, brother. You're good to go, man. Hey, real quick, I go to about 4 or 5 different sites every morning. I get up around 4:15, 4:30, get a cup of coffee, clean up, then I hit my chair on 5, and I spend about 2 hours going to a bunch of websites. And one of the sites I go through is the New York Post. I don't know why. The New York Post has got a little bit of everything. I mean, if it's not on the New York Post, the internet site, you ain't going to find the story, right? I mean, it's got everything from the right side's all celebrity smut crap. And I think the first story today was some Twitter whistleblower or something, whatever. And so I go through it. And then after that, I go to like This Day in Rock. I go to some birthdays or do something. But the New York Post, if you're watching, and I know they follow me, if you're watching, man, stop posting videos of people beating the shit out of each other. I can't watch anymore, man. It bums me out. It makes me so uncomfortable. I know when I'm watching a movie, there's a fight scene, I'm okay with it. You know, I don't have any problem with that. But when I see real videos of people coming up from behind, and every single day on the New York Post, there's just pictures of people beating the hell out of each other from behind, anti-Semitic, people that have been arrested 55 times. I'm like, stop showing the videos. I mean, I can't even watch this. It just makes me feel uncomfortable. It makes me sad, man. Doesn't it bother you? I see these Arkansas cops beating the hell out of this guy. I'm like, oh, God. It's not even train wreck stuff. I can't watch it anymore. I don't want to see it. It just bums me out. I'm so happy that I don't see a lot of it here in Birmingham, depending on where you live. But just watching people just beat the hell out of each other. Stop posting the videos, man. Stop. Do people want to see that? Really? It's like real Fight Club, man. I hate it. Rusty Pickle, good morning to you, Rusty. Speaking of birthdays today, a very strange trifecta today, kind of a sad trifecta. Kobe Bryant has a birthday today. River Phoenix has a birthday today, and Keith Moon has a birthday today. And of course, the sad thing about all 3 of those guys, they all died a very early death. Kobe Bryant, of course, died a couple years ago. He was 42. He'd be 44 today. River Phoenix, of course, died at the age of 23. River Phoenix would have been 52 today. Remember how young he was? He would have been 52 today. And Keith Moon, of course, of The Who, died at the early age of 32. He would have been 76 today. He still would have been getting after it. So 3 celebrity icons, Kobe Bryant, River Phoenix, Keith Moon, all celebrating birthdays today. But all of them left way too early, man. Keith Moon, pretty amazing too, because obviously he had a lot of drug-induced issues But still, you look at Dave Grohl, you look at Don Henley, you look at all these drummers who looked at Keith Moon and said, we still replicate everything he does behind the skins, man, behind the drum set. It's pretty amazing. Andy, morning. Good morning to you, Andy. Also, wanted to mention Barbara Eden. Barbara Eden turns 91 today. Now, I had Dawn Wells on, Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island, on our show 3 or 4 times. She was in town for the World of Wheels Custom Auto Show, TV stars and TV stars. Anyway, she was on our radio program, and she gave us like 45 minutes. She was great. I had like me and like 4 doctors in the studio at the time. And who we got there? Kenny Mitchell Wood. Good morning to you. And it was great. And she talked about being sexy, and she talked about, Marianne or Ginger and the whole 9 yards. She was great. So towards the end of the interview, she starts talking about some of the other, I said, what are some of the other celebrities you hang out with? This is about 6-7 years ago, because she's passed away, unfortunately. It really bothered me she passed away, because she was a sweet girl. And she mentioned one of her best friends was Barbara Eden from I Dream of Jeannie, a woman who couldn't show her belly button. Now, hell, you can't get on TV unless you're showing your belly button. And I said, man, do you mind if I reach out to her and get Barbara Eden on? And she said, no. She goes, I don't think she'd mind, me giving you her phone number. And so she texted me Barbara Eden's phone number. I still got it in my phone. And she said, give her a call and tell her that I gave her number and she knows to expect your phone call. Well, I reached out to Barbara Eden I know she's getting my text. I know she's getting my phone numbers. And then it's like calling a woman after you thought you had a good date and she don't want to have anything to do with you. And so you text and then she don't respond. And then you call and you go, oh, just in case you lost my text, so I thought I'd give you a call and catch up with you. You dork, right? And if they don't respond after a text or a phone call, they don't want to have anything to do with you. They can play the old, I've been slammed, I've been super busy, I'm visiting my mom in Montana, I was at a funeral for 4 days, whatever. Because someone can always, reply, hey, super busy, catch up with you later. It only takes 5 seconds, right? Or a thumbs up, thumbs down, get away from me, screw you, leave me alone, whatever. And so then you're kind of in that in-between area where do you reach out to them again? Because maybe Barbara Eden, and she was probably like 87, 88, maybe she ain't all there. And I was like, well, maybe I should reach out and further my conversation with her by saying, hey, by the way, I'm friends with Dawn Wells. You're a good friend. She gave me your number. She said she reached out to you. I would love to get you on my show. And so I did that. And I got nothing in return. And I thought, well, this is Barbara stinking Eden. And I know I'm probably bugging the shit out of her. So then I called her, and she actually answered the phone, and I said, Barbara, and she said, yes. And I said, this is Tony Kurre. I'm good friends. By this time, I'm like best friends with Dawn Wells. I don't know who Dawn Wells is. I was like, I'm best friends. I went out with Dawn Wells in the 70s. I was an extra on Gilligan's Island. I was Gilligan Island. And she hung up on me. So there you go. But Barbara, if you're out there, and I know you're on Facebook, because every person over 60 is on Facebook. She's like 91 years old. She's probably on there right now. If I see Barbara Eden's name come across my line here, I'm going to be super excited now. Kenny's like saying she's a wonderful lady. She is a wonderful lady, and I'm super respectful. And I loved her show. I was like Roger Nelson. What's his name? Roger Healy. Anyway, happy birthday. And then also today, birthday. And this is one of those things where, to me, it's kind of time to hang it up. Rick Springfield is 73. Now, if you're my age, you understand the problem with Rick Springfield and Bruce Springsteen at the same time. Everyone got them confused. Not because they looked the same, not because they played the same, not because they're even remotely close to each other from an iconic standpoint, but they both have Spring in their last name. And some people somehow got Rick Springfield and Bruce Springsteen confused. Remember that? So I got a chance to bring Rick Springfield on at the Timberwolf Music Amphitheater at what is now Paramount Parks, better known as Kings Island Amusement Park up in Mason, Ohio. It's great. It's like Cedars. It's like Six Flags. The place is unbelievable. They got a roller coaster there called the Beast. That is unbelievable. It is the Beast. It's unbelievable. And of course, I worked there, and that's where I was. That's where I was Scooby-Doo Worked in the money room, almost got fired. You've heard my stories, right? So I got a chance to bring Rick on when he was 36. This is back in 1985. And at that point in time, working class dog, he had all of his big hits out. Jesse's Girl, I've Done Everything for You. Don't Talk to Strangers. Love Somebody. Had the movie out already. Anyway, Tony Page, good morning to you. You never know what you're going to get when you meet someone like that. Normally, if you meet like a band and everyone's kind of equal, you can kind of pick one guy out and they're super nice to you. When you pick out one musician and his band, because no one knew who the hell was in Bruce Springsteen's band or Rick Springfield's band, you don't care. And so normally they're kind of standoffish and they're up front. Rick was great. He was super nice. I mean, I was trying to find stuff about the guy. I figured he was probably full of himself. He had been on, what is it, General Hospital or whatever the show was. Or was he on Days of Our Lives? What was he on? Anyway, he was on one of those soap operas. And I had a tape recorder. I was a little radio geek because I was still in high school. And I wanted to ask him a couple questions. And I felt uncomfortable asking because we were kind of actually getting along. And I didn't want to say, hey, by the way, do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? And so I just started talking to him, and then I'm trying to push the button and record it while I'm doing it. Back in those days, you had to have the microphone right here. It wasn't like you could hold a cell phone up. You had to stick it right in his face. You're like, hello, Rick, can you tell me, please, what it was like hanging with all those women and singing this song? Can't do that. So I just talked to him. We talked for like 30, 35 minutes, and I have a very fond memory. I wish I'd gotten his autograph. Super nice guy. But now, at this age, he's starting to get that Steven Tyler look. I don't know what's going on with the face. The mustache looks like it's almost painted on. He's kind of pale colored. If you've seen him, obviously he can't hit the high notes. And he's 73 years old. I'm not being cynical or being an asshole or critical of him. He's 73 years old. But he wants to keep playing. And I guess he's kind of like Barry Manilow does classic rock, I guess. I don't know what kind of panties that are thrown up on stage at a Rick Springfield concert, but if he was playing in town like at Workplay or something, hell, I'd go. I meet with Tommy Williams today down at Workplay, down there with a good friend, David Merlin, who is going to go down there. He's a paranormal illusionist, and we're trying to plan some shows a little bit later on in October. No promises. But I meet with Tommy, and I'm going to see maybe if we can get like Rick Springfield to come to play Workplay. Would you go? If Rick Springfield played Workplay, would you go? Annie's like, women would go see him. I'd go see him. I'd go see Rick Springfield. Why not? He had a bunch of hits, man. All right. Have yourself a wonderful day. Don't forget to check out the TKR app. We do classic rock and roll 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and all of our wonderful shows. We have 13 different shows. We have one, a bet's going to be starting a little later on this week. We have a brand new show called Wide Awake Wake. It's going to start, I promise you, in a couple of weeks. We got a lot of updates, improvements, all kinds of things we're doing here at TKR, Tony Kurre Radio, and of course on our podcast. We are staying super busy. That's why I get up at 4:30 in the morning. But it's going to be fantastic over the next couple of weeks. And of course, college football kicking off next week. There's 10 games, I guess, in earnest this Saturday, and then it opens up the big door in September next week. And of course, Labor Day. Man, what a great time of the year and a great time to be alive. Make sure you take Tony Kurre Radio with you wherever you go for your tailgating. And we may have some special weekends we're going to be doing too that I think you're going to absolutely love. We'll let you know about that. Have a great day, a blessed day. I love you. Be careful out there in the rain, or no matter where you're driving, be careful. And our thoughts and prayers continue to go out to everyone being affected by the deep water. I love you.